Be me, 29, marketing coordinator, living in a decent one-bedroom in the city that costs too much but has exposed brick. Sunday morning, still in bed, scrolling Twitter with my coffee going cold on the nightstand. See a thread that makes me actually sit up. 5 reasons men have given up on dating and marriage. A thread. 12,000 likes? The replies are worse. Hundreds of men agreeing, sharing their own stories, talking about how they're done with dating. One comment: why would I risk everything for someone who can replace me the second someone better comes along? I screenshot it. Text my group chat. Men are so fragile, LMAO. Sarah replies immediately, literally, they can't handle that, we don't need them anymore. Jess: fragile masculinity is so embarrassing. I feel validated. Keep scrolling. The original thread is still bothering me though. I click back to it. The guy who posted it lists his 5 reasons. Financial risks, divorce, alimony, being used, family court, bias, unrealistic female standards, contradictory expectations, be traditional and modern, being seen as disposable, replaceable. Each point has subthreads. Hundreds of men sharing nearly identical stories. I roll my eyes, screenshot the list too. Send it to the group chat with, imagine being this delusional. That afternoon, we meet at our usual spot. Busy cafe downtown with good lighting. Sarah's complaining about Tinder again. I matched with this guy. Decent job. Seemed normal. Asked me out for drinks. I suggested this wine bar I love. Know what he said? Let's just do coffee instead. Coffee. Like I'm a freaking job interview. Jess nods. They're all like that now. No effort. My last 3 dates, they all wanted to split the check. I'm not saying I can't pay, but like, where's the romance? It's because they're intimidated, I say, stirring my latte. They can't handle women who have their own money, their own opinions. It threatens them. Exactly, Sarah says. My therapist says it's because the patriarchy is dying and men are having an identity crisis. We all agree. Feel smart, superior. I get home around 5. Scroll Reddit, land on a feminist sub I follow. There's a post. Why don't men approach women anymore? Discuss. Top comment is from a woman saying men are afraid of strong women. But there's another comment, downvoted to -47, maybe because you all spent 10 years calling us creeps for trying, demanding we pay for everything, while preaching equality, and now half of us know a guy who lost his kids and his house. But sure, we're the problem. The replies are tearing him apart. Found the incel. This is why you're single. Cry harder. But then I see something else. A quote tweet from @feministwriter, someone I actually follow, verified, writes for HuffPost. You know what? I'm tired of assuming. I'm going to actually interview men and document why they feel this way. Let's see if they can defend these excuses under scrutiny. 10,000 likes. Comments praising her for holding men accountable with facts and logic. Something tightens in my chest. Competitive. Annoyed. If she can expose these guys, so can I. Better. I look back at that screenshot from this morning. The original thread with the 5 reasons listed out. An idea forms. I'll investigate each one. Find real men who believe this shit. Document their reasoning. Then write an article dismantling every single point. Show how each reason is just an excuse. A cop-out. Fragile masculinity dressed up as victimhood. I open a new note on my phone. Title it, 5 Reasons Project. Copy-paste the 5 reasons from the screenshot. Under each one, I'll collect my evidence, my interviews, my proof that this narrative is bullshit. This is going to be good. I match with Derek on Tinder on Wednesday. 32, software engineer, actually cute. Profile says he likes hiking and trying new restaurants. Normal guy stuff. No gym selfies, no fish pictures. I'm optimistic. We text for a few days. He's witty, asks questions, uses proper punctuation. I suggest brunch Saturday at this spot I love in North Park. He agrees. Saturday. I show up first, get a table on the patio. He arrives exactly on time, which I appreciate. Looks like his photos. We order. I get the avocado toast situation. He gets an omelette. The conversation is fine. He asks about my job. I ask about his. He laughs at my stories about my nightmare boss. I laugh at his story about a coding bug that took down their staging environment. But there's something off. A distance. Like he's pleasant, but not invested. Like he's interviewing me instead of trying to impress me. The food comes, we eat. Talk about hiking trails we've done, shows we're watching. Surface level shit. Check comes. Server sets it between us. I wait, take a sip of water. He doesn't move. I wait longer, starting to feel awkward. Finally I laugh, trying to keep it light. Oh, are we splitting? He nods. Yeah, I always do on first dates now. I pull out my card. Pay me half. $23.67 including tip. After, we're walking to our cars. I can't help myself. So, not a believer in chivalry. He stops. Looks uncomfortable. Honestly, I just got out of a bad situation. My ex, we dated for a year. She expected me to pay for everything. Every dinner, every trip. I paid her rent twice when she was between jobs. Covered her car insurance for 3 months. Then she left me for a guy who makes more than me. Some finance bro she met at a work conference. That's awful, I say, and I mean it. Kind of. Yeah. I felt like an ATM, like she was just using me until someone better came along. And when he showed up, I was out. She didn't even apologize, just said we wanted different things. He shakes his head. So now I split. If a woman's interested in me, she won't care about the check. I nod, say something supportive. We hug goodbye. In my car, I pull out my phone. Open that note. 5 Reasons Project. Under Reason 1, financial risks, divorce, alimony, being used, I type Derek, 32, SWE. Paid rent plus expenses for X. 1 year. She left him for richer guy. Now splits all checks as protection. Says he felt like an ATM. I stare at it. Tell myself it's just one bad experience. He's projecting, but I write it down anyway. Monday at work, break room, microwave in lunch. Tom from IT is sitting at the table, stirring his coffee. Tom's quiet, mid-40s. Nice guy. Always fixes my laptop issues without making me feel stupid. I sit across from him. Hey Tom, can I ask you something? Are you dating anyone? He laughs, but it sounds hollow. No, not really interested. Why not? Long pause. He keeps stirring his coffee even though there's nothing left to dissolve. I got divorced 4 years ago. I'm sorry. Don't be. I mean, it was bad. She cheated. I found out through Instagram of all things. Her co-worker posted a picture of them at a beach. That was a fun conversation. I don't know what to say. He continues, voice flat. But the divorce wasn't even the worst part. I fought for custody. 2 boys, 8 and 10 at the time. I'm a good dad. I coached their soccer, did homework with them every night, made breakfast before school. Didn't matter. Judge gave her primary custody. Said, mothers provide stability. That's insane. It's normal. I see them twice a month now. Every other weekend, I pay $1,800 in child support, plus half their medical, school expenses, extracurriculars. I'm still paying off my lawyer. That was $15,000. She got the house. I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment in the shitty part of El Cajon. He finally looks up. And you know what? She has her boyfriend living there now. In the house I paid for, with my kids. I have no say in that. None. His voice cracks slightly on the last word. So yeah, I'm not exactly rushing to get married again. Every divorced guy I know, they have some version of this story. We all warn each other now. I feel something uncomfortable in my stomach. Tom, I'm really sorry. That's not fair. It isn't. But it's reality. I go back to my desk. Open my phone. Under Reason 2, Family Court Bias, I type, Tom, IT Department, pays $1,800 per month child support despite ex cheating. Lost custody, judge, mothers provide stability. Sees kids 4 days per month, $15,000 lawyer fees. Ex's boyfriend lives in his old house with his kids. Says every divorced guy I know has similar story. I stare at the entry. Tom's not a misogynist. He's a genuinely good guy. And that makes it harder to dismiss. Friday night. Home alone. Again. Tinder open on my phone. I'm scrolling through old matches, thinking about my research, wondering if I need more data points. Then I start noticing patterns. Every guy I swiped right on, 6 feet or taller. I literally had it filtered. College educated. White collar jobs, finance, tech, consulting, law, travel photos. Well dressed, guys I ignored or unmatched, shorter. Boring jobs, teacher, electrician, retail manager. Mirror selfies instead of the professional shots. I find a message from 4 months ago. Him? Hey, loved your profile. Wanna grab coffee? I never replied. Click his profile. 5 feet, 8 inches. Electrician. Actually seems kind. Decent looking. Normal hobbies. I feel a tiny pang of guilt. Push it down. That's just preferences. Everyone has preferences. But then, I remember something I read once. About how women on dating apps barely swipe right on anyone. I Google it. Find the study. OkCupid data. Men swipe right on 50 to 60% of women. Women swipe right on 4.5% of men. I close my laptop. That stat sits in my brain all night. Saturday dinner with Jake. Old college friend. We've stayed close over the years. Get dinner every few months. Text occasionally. He's doing well. Finance job. Fit. Lives in a nice condo downtown. Single. We're at a Thai place in Hillcrest. Splitting an appetizer. So I'm working on this project, I say, dipping a spring roll in sauce. Trying to understand why men say they've given up on dating. He raises an eyebrow. And? Just gathering data. You're single? Why? He laughs, sets down his fork. You really want to know? Yeah. He pulls out his phone, opens Tinder, shows me his stats screen. I'm not ugly, right? I'm 6 feet 1 inch. I make $140,000. I go to the gym 4 times a week. I get maybe 1 match a week. Maybe. My co-worker Emily, she's cool. We're friends. She showed me her stats. 97 matches in 1 day. I'm quiet. And here's the thing, he continues. Most women on these apps are only swiping on the top 10% of guys. So those guys, they're drowning in options. Why would they commit? They don't have to. And the other 90% of us? We're invisible. I try to argue, but that's just apps. In real life, it's not just apps. I tried approaching women in person, at a bookstore, at a coffee shop. Both times I got cold creepy. One woman literally posted about me on Twitter. Didn't use my name but described me, tagged the coffee shop location. Her friends figured out who I was. Someone sent me the thread. I stopped trying after that. Silence. Then he says, quietly, looking right at me, "You rejected me 7 years ago. Remember?" My stomach drops. Jake, I'm not mad. I'm just saying. I was in grad school, broke, working part-time at the library making $12 an hour. You told me I was sweet, but not your type. That you needed someone more, what was the word? Ambitious. I feel heat in my face. So, I became ambitious. Got the job, the salary, the condo, the car. Became exactly what you said you wanted. He takes a sip of his beer. But here's what I learned. You didn't want me. You wanted what I could provide. And once I saw that, I couldn't unsee it. Not just with you, with everyone. I want to argue, want to tell him that's not fair. But the words won't come. Because he's right. He pays for his half. We hug goodbye in the parking lot. It feels different than it used to. That night, sitting on my couch, I opened my phone with shaking hands. Under reason 3. Unrealistic female standards, I type. OkCupid study. Women swipe right on less than 5% of men, versus men swiping right 50 to 60%. Creates massive imbalance. Top men have endless options. Why commit? Average men invisible. Jake. 6 feet 1 inch, $140,000, fit. Gets 1 match per week. Female co-worker, 97 matches per day. Then I scroll down to a blank space. Hesitate. Type, personal, rejected. Jake 7 years ago when he made $12 per hour. Now he's everything I said I wanted. He's not interested anymore. Says I wanted what he could provide, not him. I stare at the entry. My chest feels tight. But then I add one more line. Maybe he's just insecure? Still hung up on rejection from years ago? I close the app. Tell myself that's probably it. I can't sleep. Jake's words are looping. You didn't want me. You wanted what I could provide. 2:47 a.m. I grab my laptop. Google, why men don't want relationships anymore. Click Reddit. r/men's rights. Start reading. Hundreds of posts. Thousands of upvotes. Paid for everything for 3 years. Vacations, rent, her car payment. She left me the week I got laid off. Found out she'd been talking to someone else for months. My ex told me I was too short at 5 feet 9 inches, but constantly complains there are no good men left. I was her safe choice after she spent her 20s with guys who treated her like shit. She literally told me I was husband material like it was a compliment. I was never her first choice, just her last resort. She wanted me to be the leader and make decisions, but also accused me of being controlling when I did. Wanted me to pay for dates, but called me sexist when I opened doors. I couldn't win. The comments all echo the same sentiment. Same here. Happened to me too. This is why I quit. I find YouTube, video titled, Why Men Are Walking Away. Guy in his 30s, calm, articulate, not angry, just exhausted. He says, men are told to be providers, protectors, leaders, strong and stoic, but also be emotionally vulnerable, split everything equally. Don't expect traditional gender roles. So we're supposed to be traditional when it benefits women, and modern when it benefits women. We adapt to whatever standard serves them in that moment. There's no way to win. Comment section is full of men agreeing. Hundreds of them. Another video. Man talking about his divorce. She got the house. The kids. I pay $3,000 a month in child support and alimony. She's living with her new boyfriend now. In my house. Sleeping in my bed. I'm in a studio apartment, seeing my daughter on Zoom twice a week because my ex moved 2 states away and the court allowed it. The system didn't fail me. It punished me for getting married at all. Hundreds of replies. Same here. Happened to me too. Marriage is a legal scam. Welcome to the club nobody wants to join. I'm shaking. I open Instagram. Search for Mike, my ex from 3 years ago. His profile. Married now. Wife's pregnant, glowing in the photos. They look happy. Really happy. The kind of happy I used to imagine for myself. I remember why I left him. He worked at a non-profit, made $38,000 a year. Sweet, kind, emotionally available, cooked dinner, listened to me vent about work, remembered little things like my favorite tea and the names of my co-workers. But I wanted someone more ambitious. Someone who could afford the life I imagined. Nice trips, good restaurants, a house someday. The future I thought I deserved. Guy from my gym asked me out. Consultant, drove a BMW, made 6 figures. I started texting him while I was still with Mike. Long conversations, flirting, emotional affair I guess, though I didn't call it that at the time. Broke up with Mike a week later. Told him I needed someone on my level. The consultant ghosted me after 3 months. I never apologized to Mike. Told myself I outgrew him. That I was choosing myself. I look at his Instagram again. His wife isn't prettier than me. Doesn't seem more successful. But she's there. And I'm here. Alone. I open my phone. Go to my notes. Under reason 4, contradictory expectations. Be traditional and modern. I type. Men expected to be provider but split bills. Be leader but not controlling. Pursue but not be creepy. Be confident but vulnerable. Have traditional values but support modern feminism. Standards that shift based on what benefits women in the moment. Probably exaggerating? These can't all apply to the same women. Under reason 5, being seen as disposable, replaceable. I type, men report being left when they lose job, get sick, don't earn enough, someone better appears. Treated as placeholders until upgrade arrives. Forums full of identical stories, good partners replaced for richer, taller, more exciting options. Sounds bitter. Maybe these guys just weren't compatible with their partners. I scroll down, pause, cursor blinking, then type. Personal, Mike. Left him despite him being good partner because he made $38,000. Moved on to someone with more money. Told Mike I needed someone on my level. He's married now. I stop typing. Delete I'm alone. Replace it with focusing on my career. I stare at the note. My hands are shaking. I close the app. Set my phone face down on the couch. Tell myself I'm just documenting their perspective. That's all this is. Research. But my chest feels tight and I don't know why. Monday night, group chat notification. Sarah. Coffee tomorrow. Need to vent about this guy who had the audacity to... me. Actually, yeah. I want to run something by you both. Tuesday afternoon, same cafe. Sarah and Jess across from me. I pull out my phone. Show them the note. The 5 reasons. All the data I collected. So I've been researching that thread. The one about men giving up on dating. And I found some interesting stuff. Sarah squints at my screen. Okay. Like I talk to actual men, normal guys, and they all kind of say the same things. I scroll through. This guy Tom at work, lost custody of his kids, even though his ex cheated. Pays almost $2,000 a month, only sees them twice a month. Jess frowns. That's sad, but there's probably more to that story. Maybe. But then there's this study. I pull it up. Women on dating apps swipe right on less than 5% of men. Men swipe right on 60% of women. Doesn't that seem... We have standards, Sarah cuts in. That's not a bad thing. Right, but... I'm struggling to find the words. What if those standards are... I don't know. What if we're all chasing the same small percentage of guys, and those guys have no reason to commit because they have endless options? Jess sets down her cup. Are you seriously both sidesing this right now? I'm not. These guys aren't incels. They're regular people with real experiences. Sarah leans back. Let me guess. They're all bitter because women don't want them? Because they're short or broke or whatever. Some of them are successful. Jake told me he makes 6 figures, he's tall, goes to the gym, gets 3 matches a week. Then he's doing something wrong, Jess says flatly. But what if... No? Sarah's voice is sharp now. What if nothing? You started this whole thing to prove these guys were full of shit. Now you're defending them? I'm not defending them. I'm just saying maybe some of their points. This is embarrassing, Jess interrupts. These men are feeding you a victim narrative and you're buying it. You're smarter than this. Silence. Sarah softens slightly. Look, you've been single for a while. I get that it's frustrating. But the problem isn't that you have standards. The problem is, men can't meet them. I want to argue. Want to show them Tom's story, the custody statistics, the forums with thousands of men saying identical things. But I don't. Yeah, I hear myself say. You're probably right, Jess nods. These guys complaining online? They're not exactly top-tier material. That's why they're complaining instead of dating. True, I say quietly. We change the subject. They talk about a new restaurant. I smile and nod. That night, alone in my apartment, I open my phone. Look at that note one more time. All 5 reasons documented. I add one final line at the bottom. Maybe I just got unlucky. Talked to the wrong guys. Close the app. The apartment is quiet, but something in my chest still feels tight. I tell myself it'll pass.